Olivia, you're being a little crybaby, but that's okay. Here, do you want your binky? Of course she wants her binky. She loves her binky. So, hi guys. Olivia is 2 months old now. We're going to talk about how it's been from weeks 1 through 9. So, this is Olivia. She is now 14 pounds 8 ounces, and she sleeps through the night. So we're going to talk how we got to that milestone, because I like to call it a milestone for sure. Okay. So weeks 1 and 2, she was having a lot of visitors, and we had a lot of visitors, and it was all our family and friends. It was nice having everybody over, seeing the baby, because everyone likes a little baby around. And at that point too, we're trying to figure out our sleeping arrangements. She actually has a pack and play and a co-sleeper. A co-sleeper goes in the middle of the bed, and it's kind of raised up so you don't roll over the baby. And let's say she slept in that a couple times, like maybe twice, maybe 3 times. But she actually slept more. She sleeps in her bassinet. Her first 2 weeks, she did not like the bassinet. Let me tell you, she did not like the bassinet at all. She make a lot of noise. She actually preferred to sleep on Mama and Papa's chest. Because of that, we were sleeping very uncomfortably. But at the same time, to get any sleep, we just let her sleep. So we were sitting up in bed with her on our chest. But that actually slowly changed, like at week 4. We figured out that, she could sleep on her back. We would wrap her up after her last feeding into a little burrito, put her binky in her mouth, lay her down, and she would self-soothe herself. She actually makes a lot of noise, and she kind of grunts and fusses a little bit, but she'll end up going to bed by herself, so she'll end up going to sleep. So her first week also, they actually have to have a checkup the first few days, after a few days that they're born, just to check that they're doing well, they're gaining weight and whatnot, and they look good. So she had a little bit of jaundice, but the doctor says since I'm breastfeeding, that'll go away, no problem. And she didn't lose any weight, and also they prescribed a multivitamin. So because of the vitamin D, they wanted her to grow properly. They said that would help. I don't know. But we give it to her. We sometimes forget, but it's because it's not really a prescription. You get it over the counter. It's a multivitamin, just like everyone else takes, but just for infants. So by week 2, we were pretty much sleep deprived a little bit. My husband started watching her by himself at 9 p.m. every night so that I can get some rest. By her last feeding at 8:30 p.m., we'd be done by 9, and I'd go straight to bed. I would go straight to bed and sleep until she'd had to feed again at 10 or 11 or 12 actually. And it was so nice. I mean, he did that for 4 weeks. So nice, because at that point I got a few hours of sleep and I was just rejuvenated. I felt refreshed and a lot happier to feed her. Because at the same time, that was, we were sleep deprived, I was having very painful feeding sessions with her. My aunt came and visited that week, and she stayed in town. Because I was having trouble feeding her, not that I was having trouble, but I mean, it was painful. So yeah, I was having trouble. We went to this baby cafe in Bakersfield. We have this place where there's like lactation consultants, there's a few of them, and they observed how I was feeding her in what positions. Because they observed, they actually figured out that I wasn't positioning her right. I mean, infants can't move their head very well. So because of that, they taught me how to position her and how to move her and how to position myself in a comfortable way and actually get her to latch on to where it's not painful. We got through that, and we actually was having a pain-free feeding experience by week 4. Thank God. By week 4 also, she actually went to Disneyland. We actually went to Disneyland. I had another girlfriend that was staying with me, and she was visiting out of the country, and she wanted to go to Disneyland. We both worked at Disneyland together a few years ago, actually like 5 years ago. She still works for the company, so we went to go visit Disneyland. And because we had baby carrier, she was the happiest baby. She stayed on my chest the whole time. I mean, she did like sleep in her car seat, but she basically she loved staying on the chest, and I didn't mind because it was just comforting to know that she was okay. And the closer she is to me, I feel like she wasn't gonna get sick, because there's a lot of little kids at Disneyland. You just never know. They actually have like a baby center where you can breastfeed. So every 2 to 3 hours, I would go to that center, which is in Main Street. I would go back and feed her, change her, and get her all nice and situated, and then go back to meet my girlfriends. It was really nice to have help. I wouldn't recommend going by yourself. Who goes to Disneyland by himself? Don't go by yourself, but go with at least somebody. And because you're gonna have a lot to carry with the new baby. You're gonna have the carrier. You're gonna have the car seat, the stroller, the diaper bag. I mean, that's a lot to pack up in the tram that transports you to the park. Want to say hi? No, she's sleepy. That's okay. You can sleep. She actually enjoys noise around her. That's how she sleeps. Well, I mean, at night she's pretty much used to the quietness, the dark, and the calm. That brings you to go to sleep. I mean, it's like a cue to her. But at the same time, noise doesn't bother her. So by week 4, that's what was happening with us. Week 5 was my time to go to the doctor, and at that appointment, they actually just checked me. She was hungry at that appointment, and so I got to feed her, and the nurse held her while I got checked out. I was physically cleared. Everything was good. I was healing right. So the next day, I went to go work out. After 3 miles, I started bleeding. Not fun. So, I mean, you'll bleed for they said I could bleed up to 10 weeks, but I mean, that's excessive. I was tired, and so because of that, I stopped working out. So that week, I didn't work out. I didn't go back to the gym till like week 6, and at that point they said it was my cycle, so it went away, and I just took it easy. Just take it easy. By week 6, she actually started sleeping through the whole night, which was a miracle. Sleeping through the whole night, it meant going to bed at 9 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. That's a full 8 hours. Oh, that's my dog. It was really nice because, well, I get to sleep, but at the same time, I was really worried that something was wrong. Like, is something wrong with her? Why is she sleeping so much? No, I mean, I think she just got used to our little routine, going to bed at 9 o'clock. I went to bed at 9 o'clock every night. But for the most part, we would just wrap her up in the burrito after her feeding, 8:30. By 9 o'clock, she'd be done, and she'd be awake, burps and whatnot, and I'll put her wrapped up in the burrito, put a binky in her mouth, and she'll just suck on her binky and just stare at the sky, and she'll try to fuss out and try to wiggle out of the wrap, because I do wrap her really tight. But she doesn't really get out, so she just lays there, and we'll make her transition away from the living room to the bedroom, put her in the bassinet, and she's out in within 30 minutes. There has been a couple times where she's woken up, but that's besides the fact it's only been a couple times. We're definitely loving the sleep that we're getting with her, which is kind of amazing that we're actually getting sleep. So by week 7, it was actually Valentine's Day week. And it also combined that same day with Ash Wednesday. And me and my husband really wanted to get her ashes that week, and we wanted her to get her first set of ashes. So we still went snowboarding. We actually go snowboarding. Well, we've gone snowboarding this past 3 years, and we didn't want to miss it. So we were trying to figure out, what do we do with Olivia? I mean, it's the first year snowboarding with the baby, and we can't snowboard without her. I mean, I couldn't. So we actually brought along my mother-in-law. Thank God, because she's a miracle. She watched her while we went up the mountain and snowboarded, and every time we came back from the mountain, like down the mountain, we would take off our boards and go find Olivia to make sure that she was okay and that my mother-in-law was good. So she was good. I mean, we were there for 8 hours snowboarding, and the whole time I just had to feed her, and she slept. She slept again, like, the whole time. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the noise around her, because she does fall asleep to a lot of noise. I think it just soothes her. because of that, it was a nice little vacation that we took for the day. I call it a vacation because it was like a 3-hour drive, but it was a nice little getaway, let's just say that. And also a very good workout. I don't recommend going snowboarding your first time after having a baby 7 weeks postpartum, but I took a chance because I was hoping that I would just remember. But let me tell you, I was huffing and puffing because being 25 pounds heavier than I was, last year snowboarding, it really does make a difference. So after we went snowboarding, it was like 4 o'clock when the ski resort closed. We made our way back to Bakersfield and we got our ashes. But that was a totally different experience, going to church with this little one when she was hungry. Okay, say hi. It's okay. Let me soothe her back. It's okay, Mama. It's okay. It's okay. Here. Binky time. So, it's a 3-hour drive from where we're at, and so it was 7 o'clock by the time we got to church, and she was hungry. And the ashes, they're giving them out every 15 minutes. So we're like, you know what? It's not going to take very long. So let's go into church. We get in there, and it's very quiet because we're listening to the priest, and we're all listening, and all of a sudden she belches out this big O cry. I've never heard this big O cry before, and I've never had to handle a baby with those cries in a room full of people that's very quiet. So I immediately left the room, and my mother-in-law started, soothing her, rocking her, because I know she was super hungry, and I just felt kind of embarrassed. But I mean, it was my first time going to church with this little baby. So needless to say, we got our ashes, she got her little ashes, and we went to the car and fed her right away. So she was a happy baby after that. And that's our job, is to keep her happy. We love taking care of Olivia, me and her papa, because, maybe it makes it a little better because she is sleeping through the night, but at the same time, she's smiling at us, she mimics our sounds, she loves her mornings with me and her papa. Oh, well, there's my dog. We just want to say that we love this little girl to the max. We don't know how life is gonna be later on, but we can't picture our life any different without her. So let's just say we are happy parents, and I'm one happy mama. Until next time.